Vanakkam Mahi. So we just met a couple of weeks back in your hometown. Welcome to my hometown. Now, and beyond my hometown, this is your second home. And as of we already discussed, you are not just adapted son. For us, you are our son of the soil. So Chennai, I'm sure, it has mixed feelings for you. From the time you came first to Chennai to now, how Chennai has evolved in your mind and in your thoughts.
Well, it's a very long relationship, that we have had, and it started much before the start of IPL. Because IPL, I wasn't sure which team I will go to, but it started much before that. And 2005 was the time when I made my test debut, which happened to be in Chennai. So it started from that point of time. And yes, CSK helped in a big way, because all of a sudden now I'm spending close to 45 to 50 days in Chennai. So you get to know about the people, you get to know about the culture. And I would say I'm thankful I was picked by CSK, because I love the whole atmosphere that's around Chepauk, the way they appreciate the cricket and the way they come and support the team. So I feel the relationship over the years have grown. Yes, I've played some very good innings, but of course if you're playing 8 home games every year, and the last 15, 16 years, you'll play a lot of good innings. But what has been very encouraging is the support that we have got. Yes, CSK, wherever we go, we get a lot of support, but home is something, that everybody craves for. And the kind of support that we have got, irrespective whether we are having a good season, a tough season, or an easy season. But when it comes to CSK, I don't remember if we ever had an easy season. There was always a question that, if there's last 3-4 games in the league stage, somehow we have to win 2 out of the 4 or 3 out of the 4. And that's when you need the support. So I feel the support has always been there. And, that's what, as a cricketer, you can crave for, saying, I want the fans to come to the stadium, watch the game, support us, and at the same time, appreciate good cricket, even if it's played by the opposition. And I feel that's what Chennai is special for, They appreciate good cricket. They understand the cricket, and, they just love coming to the stadium and, being part of cricket. So, grateful to be here again. And yes, it was new the first time when I came over here. It was fairly new for me. But over the years, when you spend enough time, you get to know everything about the people and the culture. And, it just improves you as a person, because, you're learning new things, learning what needs to be done, how it needs to be done. So I feel grateful that, I was able to spend so much time in a year, at least in Chennai. So it helped me improve as a person. It helped me improve as a cricketer.
Yeah, you just said CSK just happened. I think it's happened for good for Chennai. So today
good
it is
for me also.
It's actually a great feeling. Nowadays, when we go and say CSK, it is not a brand only in India. When we go to Australia, we go to South Africa, any of the cricket playing nation. So you made this franchise so popular. So we should all thank Dhoni for what CSK is today. It's the most popular franchise in the country. So now just asking how it was difficult. I'm sure you achieved much bigger accolades when you won all the 3 World Cups. So of course you won many cups for CSK too. How was it different, captaining a country, maybe from our country, but when you come to CSK, you're dealing with multiple nationalities, you could find so many people, nurture them, not only from India, elsewhere. How was it different? I know captaining India and captaining CSK. How do you compare? What was the same? What is different?
Well, the challenge is slightly different, though the basics remain the same. So even when you lead the Indian cricket team, you have people who come from different parts of the country. So all of them are quite different. Somebody comes from Punjab, somebody will come from Maharashtra, Mumbai, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. So they're different in their own ways. But why it is different in IPL is, IPL you also have the mix of foreign players. And then the whole arithmetic is different in the sense, you may or may not get a chance in the playing 11 because somebody else is not performing, for the balance of the team and all of that. So I feel first and foremost, how we started, we started as a family, when we started CSK, we were like, it's an extended family. So everyone who was part of CSK, including the support staff, we tried to gel well, we tried to understand each other very well. We tried to say that we don't just want to win the tournament, we want people to improve and become better cricketers. And we want people who play for us to, tomorrow go and play for their respective country if they are not playing for the country. And in fact, if possible, lead their respective countries. So it was a challenge, not something that can't be done. But what really helped was the kind of players we got and the kind of management that we had. And they backed us throughout. Even when we were going through tough periods, they were always there. So I feel the challenge is different, but what made it easy was the support of each and every individual. And also the fact that, usually when you play international tournaments, none of them last for 60 to 65 days. You play for some time, then there's an off, or the series changes, or the format changes. But IPL is one thing, where you constantly go on for at least 60 days to 62 days. So that in itself is a challenge, keeping everyone fit, people who are not getting a chance to play, how to keep them motivated and up to the mark that if they get a chance later on into the tournament, what's the kind of impact that they can have. So these are the challenges that comes to IPL, which is slightly different to international cricket.
Thank you so much. So now coming to some tougher questions. So I think CSK had all the fame, but I think past 2 years has been very challenging, and the CSK fans are obviously a bit disappointed. But they want to hear from you what is in store for CSK in the coming years, especially next season and going beyond. And I know every time when there's difficulty, they come back to you. So whatever be the reason, we don't know. But whatever be the reason, finally they come back to you and they give it to you. It was already difficult, but you did your best, whatever you could do. But how was it to deal with these difficult challenges in the past 2 years? And what do you think will happen to CSK from now this coming season and beyond?
Well, if you see sport, the beauty of sport is how good you look on paper doesn't matter. What you actually do on the field is the stuff that really matters. And in a tournament like IPL, what you do consistently over a period of time and then pull your socks up once you get into the knockout stages and come up with another beautiful, maybe 2 or 3 performance, and that's how you win trophies. Yes, the last couple of years has not been good for us. We were not, you can say, up to the mark. Whatever the reasons may be, what is important is, to see the learnings. Yes, you had a bad season, but what went wrong? What exactly went wrong? And that was the question for us last year also. We were like, okay, there are some shortcomings, but first we needed to exactly figure out what were the shortcomings. Then look at, the solutions, what are the available solutions. And I feel, more often than not, we have been able to figure out what exactly went wrong. And in sports, you'll have very good time, and at the same time, there will be periods when you won't be performing well. With CSK, on and off, we are more often than not been on the higher side, where we have performed, we have qualified. But, there's no guarantee as through that is something that will keep on happening. It's a constant process, you always have to be at your best. It's not about what you have done in the past 14 years or 16 years. The next year when you turn up again, you have to start from scratch. Because nobody respects what you have done in the past. In sports, I'm saying, because everybody wants the trophy. Everybody wants to compete. So the moment you slack off, there'll be someone who'll be challenging you. So I'm not saying we slacked off, but there were certain, you can say, holes that we need to plug in. The second half of the tournament, we are slightly worried about our batting order, people who will bat at different slots. But I think our batting order is quite sorted as of now. Ritu will be coming back. He got injured, so he will be coming back. So it looks as if, we are quite sorted now with a small auction coming in December. Whatever further loopholes are there, we'll try to plug those in. But again, as I said, you have to be at your best at the start of the tournament. You have to get the planning right. You have to use the resources in the best possible manner. And I think, we appreciate the fact that the fans, they also feel disappointed. But also the fact is the players always feel more disappointed than the fans, because this is our bread and butter. This is what we do. We come, we entertain, but also we want to win. So we do talk about the processes, but at the same time, we do want the result to come to our side. Last year wasn't the year, but looking ahead, we're trying to sort out most of the things, and we'll hopefully be at our best in the coming year.
Great. I think Ritu coming back is the great news. You should be so fortunate to have somebody working with him, independent of you being a captain. When I said some time back, you are the captain of CSK, you immediately corrected and say, no, I am not, Ritu is the captain. So your way of actually giving other people, the younger people, to prosper, the people whom you molded are now actually being the captain for you. So it's a great habit. So I think we all have to learn leadership lessons from you, how we allow others to prosper and still continue the kind of legacy which you are continuing.
Doc, you don't have a retirement age. I have a retirement age. So it's always better, to pass it on to the next guy, when you are still there. I'm not asking you to retire, but He's very young. Every time I see him, he looks 2 years, 3 years younger to me. I don't know what he's doing, but definitely he's doing something.
Yeah, when you say young, the person there, Dr. K. P. Reddy, is, for eye care, even the O of ophthalmology, I learned from him. When we first partnered with him almost 15, 16 years back. He's a sportsman, he's a doctor, he's a pilot, he did orthopedics, he did sports medicine, then he did ophthalmology. So we are fortunate to have somebody like Dr. K. P. Reddy as our co-founder. Actually, Maxivision was founded by him. I just came on the way. And he has been our mentor guide for what Maxivision is today. And I will now leave the stage to him to interact with you a bit.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So kind of to see all of you here for the great Thala here. I don't know whether to call you Mahi, Dhoni, Thala. Let me call
Doc,
you...
whatever you are comfortable with,
Thank you.
Please say that.
I'll call you Sir. Okay?
Call me Mahi.
Mahi, okay. Right, Mahi. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Velu. Day before yesterday, I was in US playing a lot of golf. As a chairman, he kind of called me and said, you have to come. And I just couldn't say no to him. And then, seeing that he's going to make me share the stage with you, I consider that as a blessing. Thank you, Dr. Velu. I prepared some questions. I'll read them out if you don't mind, because I can't speak like Shibu, So my first question to you, sir, is as a top batsman in this world of cricket, sometimes you're facing balls at 130, 140 kilometers per hour. How important is the eye and hand coordination?
A lot has been spoken about technique in cricket, but it all boils down to how quickly you judge the length of the ball, the pace of the delivery, and I feel it comes quite naturally, because we all start at such an early age, that it becomes part of our life. So every day, we keep on practicing. And what has happened in cricket is, like with technology, what has happened is they have so many different ways now to get used to the pace. You are actually getting used to the pace, but in a way you are trying to, getting your eye and your body accustomed to the kind of pace you want to play at. So even if you see now, most of the cricketers, they don't get bothered too much about pace. What they start bothering when the bowler has movement, if he gets some extra bounce. So I feel pace, yes, it's crucial, it's important, but with pace also, what is more important is the line and length that you bowl and the kind of movement. So I feel nowadays a lot of cricketers, with the help of bowling machine and all, they're getting used to that kind of pace. They're training their, you may call it eye or hand-eye coordination. They train for that, because they want to be outskilled by talent, but not by, just pace or something. So they're like, if you're a way better bowler, then you can get me out. Or if I'm not batting well, you can get me out. But I don't want to be looked upon as if I'm someone who's out of place. So they work tremendously on their fitness, and it includes everything. It includes the mental aspect, the physical aspect, and I, of course, if you'll see a lot of cricketers, once they cross 35, 36, reflexes slow down, the depth perception, goes a bit haywire. So it's a challenge, but when it comes to the youngsters, they're up for it. So I think they practice more of what needs to be done, and that's why, they are always at their best. So it's day in and day out, they keep doing the same thing.
My next question, Mahi, is that almost similar as one of the greatest wicket keepers in this world. You're actually concentrating 540 balls in a day in a test cricket. And then, in a T20, about 120, and a 50 overs, 300 balls. A batsman at least has some rest. The batsman goes to the other side and takes a minute's rest. But in your case, you're there all the time. What is the role of the eye there? I mean, you're watching a googly, and you have to watch the hand and the finger and everything. I'm sure even when you began your career as a young cricketer, it was eye of the ball. Because in golf we say, eye on the ball. So that's the fundamental basic principle in golf, which I play.
No, Doc, what happens is, right from an early age, as a keeper, you're taught to see the differences, identify the differences, as simple as, especially when it comes to spinners, if he's bowling a googly, you have to keep an eye on the wrist because it's literally impossible to bowl a googly without changing the action. So right from under 16 level, we start training like that. We start to identify, okay, what are those small changes that we are looking at? And we train so much that it becomes like a second habit to us. That's why you won't see many wicket keepers actually get tired even after 90 overs of test cricket, one full day of test cricket.
That's very surprising.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the reason is...
And then you have to go and bat again.
Yeah, we get rest before. None of the keepers are actually openers when it comes to test cricket. And I think one of the reason is if you have played under 16 days cricket or under 19 days cricket, the maximum number of overs that can be bowled in one day is 90. And let's come back to test cricket. The maximum number of overs that can be bowled in test cricket is 90 overs. If there's a rain delay, you can add another half an hour, but 90 overs is what it is. So, in a way, our workload is very defined from an early age. So now imagine I didn't play much under 16 cricket, but imagine if I'm playing under 16 cricket and my workload is 90 overs in a day. And if I keep doing it for the next 15 years or 10 years, 90 overs is hardly anything for me. Because I've practiced so much of up and down, running around and everything, that 90 over feels nothing. So I think it's a fact that, our workload is so defined and so fixed. So in case of a fast bowler, they are amongst the fittest in the team generally. So he can bowl 15 overs a day, he can bowl 18 overs in a day. So that's a definition of +2 or -2 overs. But the thing is, he still has to field where he doesn't know whether he'll get 50 balls in the game or he'll get 5 balls in the game. So if it's bad day where we say, oh, the ball is following him, so he may get 50 balls and he'll be much more tired. But with a wicket keeper, 90% it's the same. If you keep for 90 overs, you'll get around the same kind of delivery that comes to you. Even if the ball doesn't come, your rituals are the same. So in my case, I'll be sitting, I'll be looking at the bowler, I will be getting up, I will be anticipating a catch. Whether I get an edge or not, it hardly matters. So I feel because of that defined thing that keeps on happening in our life, we never feel that thing of saying, oh, I feel tired. And because we practice so much now that we are training our eyes so much, we just need to take care of the injuries, we don't get injured. Second, if you are playing under the sun and if I have sensitive eye, there's so many supplements that you get, whether I need to, give some kind of a supplement to get rid of the dryness in my eye that's there. So you do have to take care. But yeah, injury is something that has bothered wicket keepers more than, degeneration of eyesight. Because you train so much and so much variability is there that the muscles keep on working. So that's why the eyesight, it remains strong for...
A little bit of strain will be there.
It will always be there, but it's like exercising.
Now, I play golf in Hyderabad every day with Chamandeshwarnath. I think you know the guy. Now, one day he brought Sania Mirza, much before when she was a young, talented player, and promised her that he'll buy her a car if she wins a Grand Slam. And then after I operated, I asked her, and she told me at that level, at your level, cricket is different to any ordinary other cricketers. At that level, Sania said, her game improved by 10%. And then she won the Grand Slam and she got the car. So my question really is, what is your comment apart from cricket? You play badminton, I know that. And also golf.
I can play any sport.
Any sport.
You give me the equipment, I can play football. I've played hockey, I've played badminton, I've tried tennis, volleyball.
You're a sportsman to the core.
Yes, you give me anything, I can play.
Wow. Guys, that's brilliant. Now, so these other sports, once again, eyes do matter everywhere, whether it's tennis, all the sports you played. In fact, you touched every sport. So, being an eye surgeon, I'm so curious to know, and you are such a high standard sports person, touched every sport. Once again, the role of eyes. I'm sorry to keep asking the same question again and again. It's not for Maxivision or me, but it is for all the young cricketers of the country who would like to hear from you. you know.
Doc, eye is the most important thing because, let's talk about some of the sports, whether it's cricket, whether it's badminton, whether it's hockey, where the ball keeps on moving or the shuttle keeps on moving. That perception, okay, I can see the ball, but the ball is coming at me. What is the speed it is coming at? Because we don't have a speed gun. So when we are facing the bowler, he may be a bowler who bowls 145. What if he bowls a slower delivery?
Yes.
So everything at that point of time needs to be done. First and foremost is the vision. The subtle changes in action that happens often tells you, okay, it activates certain, you can say, part in your brain where it says, okay, he's doing something different. What is it? Now everything happens very quickly, but you'll hardly see someone who bowls 145 and bowls a slower delivery without any change in action. There will be some change in action.
So either way, concentrating with your eyes on every ball.
Unless you have the eyesight to back it up. I may be an excellent athlete, my fitness may be up to the mark. I may be excellent in all the other aspects. But if my eyesight is weak, maybe I can get away with being a bowler. But if I have a weak eyesight and if I don't sort it out, I still need to catch ball on the field. I still need to field on the field. I'll keep getting hurt. Ball. If I get a cotton ball, first I have to take a catch. If I'm not good in catching, the second is then I have to save myself. If I get injured, who will bowl? So eyesight is one of the most important things, and all the sport, even if it's football, we may argue the ball is so big,
bigger, yeah.
But still the depth perception, you have to control the ball. If you're slightly early, slightly late, you may receive the ball, but the opponent may take the ball from you because it bounces off your feet. So I feel eye is one of the most important thing, and forget sport, eye in life. You're getting down the stair, that depth perception is important over there. Often in some of the hotel rooms, they have those carpets, like a chess carpet. And often I look down, I feel, my depth perception has slightly gone. It feels very different at that point of time. But that's more like illusion. But the fact is that depth perception, knowing about stuff, the clarity of you, all of those are a big part of life. It's not only for the sports people. And now the way we are moving forward, the kind of time we spend in front of screens, not only us, but the kids, whether it's an iPad, it's a mobile phone or whatever, it does have an effect, the brightness, and we have all spoken about it. So I feel, even if we try to reduce that, it will reduce, but it won't become like what it was 15, 20 years ago, because it will become like a new norm where it is very normal, to spend time on an iPad, because even the schools, they give you homework, some of them are on an iPad, or if not an iPad, it may be a laptop. So there are certain changes in lifestyle that bring new challenges in life. And I feel that's where, good hospitals, good doctors, good technology, AI stepping in, all of those things will help the coming generation. And I was with Dr. Velu and I got my test done and everything. And he was telling me, okay, this machine can literally do the correction in 1 minute. Earlier, the doctors had to work hard on it, and also in between, I was like, okay, so you're basically saying I don't need doctors, I just need the machine. But the thing is, the doctor still needs to be there because he's
the man and the machine.
Yes, it has to be the combination. So I feel going ahead, there'll be a fresh set of challenges for all of us, and it's not only for athletes, it's for everyone. And one thing that is unsaid, and we all know, is as you age, you get trouble with eyesight. Whether it's 30, whether it's 35, whether it's 40, whichever age group we say, at some point of time, you start need to caring more and, do more for the eyes, because I feel if I don't see, if I have blurred vision, a lot of trouble starts. So I feel future is, definitely apart from health and everything, taking care of the eyes.
Sir, that is the most fantastic answer I ever got. The way you explained it. I'll tell you, all of us, all my colleagues and myself, we all come on to the TV and talk, but public don't listen. But now that you spoke about how important eyes are, I lived in England for 20 years, and I introduced LASIK there as well. And there's about 65 million people there. The government gives a free eye test, and every year, because there are so many silent conditions, ladies and gentlemen, that, you will be too late if you come with a problem. It's best to get preventive checkups every year, starting from the day you're born. So it is parents' responsibility to see that children are examined every year. Go to you, whoever ophthalmologist you like, and get your eyes examined. But I request Mahi to say that. Can you please tell them, get your eyes examined every year?
Doc, it's not only the eyes, I would say regular health checkup also.
Yes, couldn't
And-
agree with you more.
And I would say, without being mean to anyone, the earlier generation was different. They had much more physical activities, the kind of food they ate, the amount of hard work they had to do. So even when you are living through your normal life, you had to do a lot of physical activities, which, now you may say I'm going to the gym and doing it, but it was part of their life. And then the kind of food that they ate and all of that. Now everything has changed. So I'm not being mean to the newer generation, but I'm just saying earlier, the provision was once you are 40, go for a regular health checkup, maybe once every 6 months, I need to abide by it. I'm 44, I haven't started doing it. I'm scared of needles, so I hide behind the fact that, I'm an athlete, I run a lot, I do gym, so I don't need it, but I myself need to start. But yes, I feel it doesn't hurt, because if you get an indication as to something needs to be done, and if it happens before time, with the technology that is available, it may not hamper your performance, whether you are a sports person or, you are a normal person. So I feel that health checkup is something that is very important. And also what COVID taught us was health is wealth. We always used to have that saying, but, it literally taught us that it is very important to have a healthy life. And the one thing that has changed in our society is the fact that a lot of the jobs that we have right now are desk jobs. So the amount of activity that goes around in our life, that has come down drastically. We never used to have so many cabs, autos, rickshaws, everything. So nowadays, a lot of people, who get their jobs, let's say they're 24, 25, they get down from their house, they take a cab or a rickshaw, they go to, let's say, a metro station, everything is in the metro, they get down, the same thing, go to the office and come back. So the amount of walking that you have to do, all of that is gone. But if you don't have fitness, I just say you should be able to enjoy your time with your grandkids. The only way you can do that is,
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yes. And I feel that's a good definition of being healthy. If you're able to do that, that's the best.
My last question, sir, because time is up, and everyone knows that in the history of cricket, Mahi's record of 0.08 seconds of stumping, everybody knows that. But then cricket has become a religion in this country. And then, what is your message to the young cricketers about your calm, composed, strategic leadership as a captain?
I think what's important is to understand yourself, because you'll have many role models to follow. But what you have to see is what suits you the best. Some people are aggressive, some are calm, some are mischievous, some are naughty. So many different types. Yes, we all want to win games and we want to perform. But I cannot change myself drastically. So even if I say I like someone in batting, but if my character is completely different, I should only admire the batting and take the learnings of batting. Because if I try to change myself character-wise, it will start affecting my game also. So what is important is to first analyze what is your true character, what really helps you perform. If I'm a calm guy, all of a sudden I start fighting thinking that, this is what needs to be done, it will start affecting my game. If I'm not performing, I'm hurting my team. So I will do whatever best I can in the way that I can. Over the years, you can deviate a bit, you can improve a bit, all that thing can happen, but you cannot drastically change. From someone who's A, all of a sudden you cannot become somebody who's F. From A, you can improve, become a B or a C, but not beyond that. So to youngsters, I would say, pick an ideal role model, whoever it may be, then look at what the characters are. So for you, you may want to be a batsman who bats like A, but as a character, you are a D. So in your normal life, be a D. Yes, bat like an A, because that is easier to do. But what is very difficult is to change yourself. You can improve yourself, but to drastically change yourself, it's very difficult. And cricket, again, it's a part of our life. And if we change our lifestyle too much, it starts affecting our cricket also. So if you have a good, decent lifestyle, if you're performing, stick to it. There'll be coaches, throughout your life who will guide you. There will be senior players who will guide you, and they'll take you to the right place. So what is important is not to get carried away. And at the same time, hard work has no substitute. You have to work hard, you have to compete, you have to give your best, and, sacrifice a lot. If you really want to be a excellent cricketer, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. And after that also, nothing really is guaranteed. So what is important is to have that open mind of saying, I'll put in my 100%, I'll accept the result. If that's not what I was expecting, I'll put in another few hard yards and try to improve myself.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mahi, going on the same thing, while you talked about, the iPad mobile, we all know, no one can reach you. Your mobile, even your good friends, we have to reach Chitu or maybe Sakshi to get to you. So I'm sure we tell, from the ophthalmology industry, all the ophthalmologists, and from the industry, we say, don't use mobile so much. So not using mobile, which I think is your habit, either I don't know, from what we know you don't use. I've never seen you talking on the phone at all. How much of time it has given you by not using mobile? Of course, it helps your eyesight. That's a different story. Apart from that, not using mobile is something which everybody will want to listen from you. Why you don't do that? Either to avoid people or to for any other reason.
Not to avoid people. It's just that I'm very awkward talking on the phone because I don't see a face. I can't see a reaction. I don't know if the person wants to talk to me or doesn't want to talk to me. Whether the topic I'm talking on, he's liking it or not liking it. So I'm a in-person type. I like to have a face in front of me. Talk to the person. There's a genuine emotion apart from the words. When you just look at someone when you're speaking, there comes a time where the words are not exchanged, but still you are communicating. And I always felt that it doesn't happen over the phone. So that's one of the reasons, I maybe only talk work, but I hardly talk. I'm not on the phone. So
maybe that's a great thing to tell to people. Don't use your mobile too much. That's what we want from the eye care industry to tell to take care of the eyes.
Yeah.
So you as a role model can say, don't use the mobile too much.
So with so much technology and so much that is available on the phone, it becomes very difficult. Everybody nowadays with a smartphone. But
what we say is 20 minutes you use, then you give a gap and use. Even I don't do it. But generally what they say, the gap giving, it will help your eyes. Now continuously we are seeing a monitor. In fact, we strain more when we see the mobile phone. So you are a role model for not using mobile phones. So that's something.
I think we should keep old phones,
That is also true.
Green and red buttons, too. So you just press, call and just keep it back.
Okay, the next question is, you have inspired millions. Who has inspired you or who is still inspiring you?
Well, there are lots of people who keep inspiring you, throughout your life, So early on when I was young, looking at cricketers, it was Sachin Tendulkar because at that point of time he was the biggest icon. And the fact that I was born in 81, he started playing in late 80s. So you see a youngster, older than me, but you see a youngster making his debut at that level and dominating the bowlers, who used to be amongst the best at that point of time. So that's the cricketing aspect. But other than that, there's so many people who have such important part to play in your life. So in our school, we had senior players, but at the same time, we had our school games teacher, who was always there. If I was preparing for badminton, he would be there. If I was preparing for football, he would be there. If you're preparing for cricket, he would be there. So the amount of time he gave us, irrespective of which, time of the year it was. So that's the kind of influence. That was the discipline, where, yes, 2:30 we were supposed to start. He will actually be there 2:30 every single day. So I feel, you not only look up to people, but constantly you learn a lot of things. It may be something simple as punctuality, discipline, love and affection, caring. There's so many things. So I feel throughout your life, constantly you keep on meeting people and you keep on learning new things. That helps you improve. What I was maybe 20 years back to what I am now would be, there would be a lot of difference. But till it is for improvement, that's what we all want. So, and also depending on what is needed at that point of time. So when I was 21, 22, the kind of cricket I played, maybe I needed something else at that point of time. But now it is very different. So I feel throughout your life, you keep meeting new people and it's always a learning experience. You always, if you are open-minded, if you keep your ears open, you always learn something, from people who are around you, and it helps you become a better person.
Well said. So I think we all talk about learning from success and failures. Where you learned most, from your failures or success?
I think failure teaches you more, because also in India we have that habit of when you win, you brush a lot of things under the carpet. So I don't see it as success or failure. I call it learning, and the best time to learn is when you're successful, because failure at times pushes you to learn, but success often that thing is right in front where you want to celebrate and brush it under the carpet. But the important thing is to learn when the mood is high, you are in a good mood, everybody's in a good mood. It's much more easier to address at that point of time. So I call it learning. You learn when you have lost a game, you will learn when you have won a game, and you don't have to commit a mistake to learn. If my opposition team commits a mistake, I learn from them also, so that in similar scenario we don't repeat the same mistake. So I feel learning is throughout in life, and you just have to be open-minded about it, and you keep addressing it. There'll come a time where you become better at accepting challenges, and at the same time whatever is thrown to you, you are equipped to deal with it. So learnings is the most important thing. It's not success or failure.
Thank you so much. So in Maxivision, now almost 3,000 employees are watching you in multiple locations. This is going live to all of them. So, and we have very committed ophthalmologists, paramedical staff, optometrists, and several other people behind this brand. So, and we are rapidly expanding across India. What would be the message you want to give to all my colleagues in different locations?
Well, it's a very simple message, do your best, enjoy life, try to give that extra 10% to people who are around you, your colleagues, because we don't know in today's life who's going through what. So if I have a colleague in the office, there's no harm in asking how's life going, what is happening, because you may help him or her. Tomorrow, he or she will do the same to you. And it's a constant path. And, nowadays what I also say is, when you are part of a team, so let's say you're part of the Maxivision team, what is important is, till you are here, give your 100%. Nowadays professional work environment is such that a lot of people keep on switching jobs also. But what is important is to have that gratitude and, that discipline, and, to give that 100% when you are there to the organization. Tomorrow, let's say you get a better offer, you move on. Why not? We all want to do well in life. But, we all start, when we start education, in our side we call it, we all start from nursery, KG, which is prep or whatever you may say. But, that's how everybody starts in life. So what is important to appreciate that little bit, and at the same time enjoy life. Have a smile on your face, enjoy life. Never think, okay, my life is tough, because everybody's life is tough. There's no one who has an easy life. But what is important is to accept everything as a challenge, because challenge is an opportunity that makes you a hero. But what it boils down to is how you look at it. If you look at, okay, why me again, then there's a problem. So take every challenge, accept every challenge. It's an opportunity to showcase the world you are a hero.
Great thing. So I'm sure all our team members across India are watching you. It's a great message to them, and I'm sure they will take it seriously. To end, as usual, whenever we do a podcast or something, there is something called a rapid fire round. So we will complete with that rapid fire round. I'll just ask you 10 sentences. Just give a one word or one sentence answer. So first, what this means to you is what we want to know from you. So starting with Chennai.
Well, my second home, adopted son. So yeah.
Fans.
Well, without fans, we are nothing.
Great. Motorcycles.
It's like love of the life type, the side that doesn't complain. So, yeah. So my wife may not like it, but the fact is my motorcycle doesn't complain to me.
Great. The title Tala.
Well, that's a nickname that was given to me, and I just love it.
Great.
So it shows the love and affection of the fans.
And the CSK's Whistle Podu.
Whistle Pode right from the first year, so in between we tried to change the song also. I think it was after the first 2 or 3 years. I'm like, no, we don't need to change the song. It always needs to be the same. So yeah, Whistle Podu and CSK are like next to each other. You can't say one without the other.
Maxivision.
So I just got a tick mark for the next 5 years. I can play cricket. But
Great.
No, the only catch is Doc only gave a clearance for eyesight. Body, he didn't give a clearance for body, but I cannot play cricket only with my eyes. I need to have my body also.
So at least we'll take care of your eyes. So, mother?
Well, mother, I always felt that they are the ones who go through a lot and they never complain. They are always there. Whatever is needed. Yes, in between they keep scolding us, but they'll still come behind and give us what we really need at that point of time. So, mother's love is something that's unconditional, I would say. And I think all of us are very close to our moms. Even if they scold us, at times, but still very close to our moms.
Of course, next, wife.
Well, we are all the same, all married men are the same. It hardly matters whether, you own a big hospital chain or you're ex-captain of the Indian cricket team. We still have a corner in our house that's dedicated to us.
Good. The daughter.
Well, the best thing is, they always say that daughters take care of the parents the most. And I'm seeing it with my sister. So I have a daughter and I feel it's exactly right. So daughters are the best things. That
I'm also
happen.
fortunate to have 2 daughters. So,
so you'll be well taken care of.
Hopefully. The last, India.
Well, I've always been very patriotic, and when I was representing in Indian cricket team in cricket also, the thing was, as an Indian, you very rarely get a chance to represent the country. In the sense, if you are a sports person and if you are playing at the highest level, you get a chance when you represent the whole country, whether it's cricket, whether it's hockey, whether it's badminton. So there was a sense of satisfaction that, in throughout my life, however long I live, I get a chance to represent my country. And after that comes the second where you want to contribute, you want to do well, you want India to win matches. So it's a very good feeling to have where everything else takes a second seat, and the first and major concern is, how whatever we do brings laurels to the country. And I feel as a sports person, we are privileged, that we at some point of time we are able to represent our country.
We all know you are pride of India, and we are proud to have you with us today. And I'm sure the Chennai's love affair with you will continue, and your love affair with Chennai will continue too. So happy, really very happy for having spent so much time with us. I'm sure audience enjoyed all your answers and your interaction with us today. Thank you so much.